All right, so now we are going to create a ability to click on a button that's going to bring up our new screen. So first thing we're going to do is create the new screen, so that way we have something to click to when we click on the button. So when we think of the word screen, we in Android development, it's actually an activity. So an activity is anything that is a way for us to connect with our user. So any point at which we connect with our user is a activity. And so we're going to create a new activity. And the way that we're going to do that is we're going to go to main activity, which is a Java class. If you look at it, it's just a Java class that was created. That is our entry point to our application. And when the application first starts off, the content view or the activity that's started initially is the activity main, which is the layout file that we've been working in. So now we need to create another activity. And so I'm going to right click on main activity. So I'm in that class, right click. I'm going to choose new, and I'm going to scroll down to activity. And just like when we did new project, it asks you what type of activity do you want to create. And we're going to come down here, and just like we did at the beginning of this particular project, we chose an empty activity. So now we're going to create a new empty activity. And I'm going to call this one Segue. And I'll just accept the defaults for now and choose finish. So what you should see happen on your behalf is every activity has its own class. And so you can see that we have a class that was created for us called segue.java. So here's the new class that goes along with our new layout, which was also created automatically for us. It was an activity that we called Segue. It doesn't have the default hello world on it, but that's okay. And so what we're going to do then is we're going to we've created a new activity that automatically got the XML file, our layout file, and also a new class. So at this point, go ahead and fill in. I'm going to just add my image. Just fill in something so that we know that we're going to be presented with our new screen. This is kind of a review from some of the prior videos. So I'm just going to put in the Segue image. I'm going to drag it over. I'm going to set the constraints. I'll set the constraints left and right. And then from the top, that seems good. And then just some kind of text at the bottom, I think, just so I know that I'm here. Remember that I have to set the constraints, so I'm going to set them in accordance to the image. I'm going to give it a margin of 32 or something, in fact even more, so I'm going to drag it down and let it set its own values here. That looks good. And then maybe left and right margins. There we go. And then it's 50, so that's going to be right in the center. I'm going to go into my common attributes. It says text view. Let's see, I need to give it a ID. So text rent me. And then I'm going to click on resource, add new resource, so it'll put some text into my XML file for me. Put a new string value. I'll call it text rent me resource $52 an hour for lots of fun exploring the countryside. I don't even know how to spell countryside. There we go. Okay, and then let's see, gotta set my constraints properly. So I have constraints set. I'm going to set them at 0, right in the middle, 0, 0. Okay, that looks good. Maybe give it a little bit of margin there. Okay, that looks good. And remember that I have this missing content description. So if I go back into the content description, remember that we have it already in our resource, so I can use the same one, which was image segue. So again, that's a good example of where I can reuse and why the strings XML is a better option. All right, so now we've created a second activity that we'll be able to click to with our buttons. So that'll be the next video.